I was hiking in the woods with my friends when we came across a strange clearing. The trees were all dead, and the ground was covered in a thick layer of dust. There was no sign of life anywhere. We decided to explore the clearing, and as we walked, we could hear a strange noise coming from the trees. It sounded like someone was crying. We followed the sound, and it led us to a small cabin in the middle of the clearing. The door was open, so we went inside. The cabin was dark and dusty, and there was no furniture. In the center of the room was a single chair, and in the chair was a figure. The figure was covered in a black cloak, and its face was hidden in the shadows. We could hear it crying, but we couldn't see who it was. We slowly approached the figure, and as we got closer, we could see that it was a young woman. She was sitting in the chair, her head in her hands, and she was sobbing uncontrollably. We asked her what was wrong, but she didn't answer. She just kept crying. We sat down next to her and tried to comfort her, but she wouldn't stop crying. We didn't know what to do. Finally, after a few minutes, she looked up at us. Her eyes were red and swollen, and her face was streaked with tears. "I'm lost," she said. "I don't know how I got here." We asked her where she was from, but she didn't know. She said she had been hiking in the woods, and she had gotten lost. We told her that we would help her find her way back to civilization, but she refused to go with us. She said she was afraid to leave the cabin. We didn't know what to do. We couldn't leave her there, but we didn't want to stay with her either. We decided to stay with her for the night, and in the morning, we would try to find a way to help her. We spent the night in the cabin with the young woman. She didn't talk much, and she didn't sleep. She just sat in the chair and stared into the darkness. In the morning, we woke up and the young woman was gone. We looked all over the cabin, but we couldn't find her. We went outside and searched the clearing, but there was no sign of her. She had disappeared into the woods. We never saw her again, but I still think about her sometimes. I wonder what happened to her, and I wonder if she's still out there, lost in the woods. I also wonder what was in the woods with her. What was that crying sound we heard? And why was she so afraid to leave the cabin? I don't know the answers to those questions, but I'll never forget the night I met the thing in the woods.